Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, chapter number 1, beginning from verse number 14. So we read Parikshit Maharaj's question in the previous 12, or rather 13 slokas, and he asked to hear about Krishna's pastimes.
Babaji,
Yes.
for yesterday's Purva Paksha, I have one more argument. There is a verse in 33rd chapter in this Purvartha, is you could probably familiar with that, Anugrahaya Bhutanam Manusim Tanum Astritam Tadrisi Pajate Tadrisi Krida Yasrutva Tatparo Bhavet. Here Anugraha is specifically mentioned, that's also in Sampradana. The Lord wants to give his Anugraha. Anugraha is a guna. So how can will not have any guna?
Now who is having the guna? Who is giving the guna?
Bhagwan.
So therefore, after giving having the human body, then he is giving anugrah.
No, but if he doesn't have a guna originally, then guna will not come. How will the guna will come if he doesn't have it?
The guna comes in the body.
Huh?
Guna comes in the body.
No, this is not a body guna. This is his eternal guna.
Where is it said?
Anugraha is eternal.
How?
That's what his sampradana is used. If he's not eternal, then he has to get it from somebody and then give it to somebody. So then he will not use anugraha here.
No, you can also give something which is temporary. I have a food and I give it to you. That is that is also in sampradana.
Okay.
So why it has to? I say Krishnaya Namaha.
Yes.
That's sampradana. Namaskar is not eternal.
That's Nama Dhatu. Sampradana is used. That's specifically from Nama Dhatu. But here it's not the case for that.
Okay, Krishnaya Pushpam Arpayami.
Krishnaya
Pushpam or Pushpani Arpayami. I offer flowers to Krishna.
That's right, yeah.
So that is sampradana. Yeah, that is sampradana and that is not something eternal. You are saying that anugrah, he is giving anugrah, so anugrah is eternal. Pushpa is not eternal, flower is not eternal.
Yeah, but
so
anugrah is a quality, pushpa is not a quality.
Okay, if it is quality, quality means what? Quality cannot be temporary. You have water and you freeze it, and then water becomes hard and it has a hardness. So hardness is not an eternal quality. You melt it, it's again fluid. So it's anugraha comes only when he has the manusi tanu.
But that's a hetubhasikam. Now we made it frozen, so put that condition. Natural quality of the water is fluidity, so that cannot be removed by anything.
But water also has natural quality to freeze.
Yeah. You have to put some external forces to make it froze. If you don't apply any external forces, then it will not freeze.
Why it freezes in the winter? We are not explaining any external force.
That's also external quality. That's external cold weather.
So therefore, this human body he acquires is also external. That's exactly what we are saying.
No, human body is it.
It's an external thing, he didn't have it. And when he got the external body, then he got the quality of anugraha. And then he gives it. Therefore, he gives it only when he has human body, otherwise he doesn't give. If it is eternal quality, he could give before also, but it does not. क्या बोलते हैं?
Well, he cannot give because in Brahman there is nothing to give, there is no action.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But that's for this is his eternal form and he has eternal quality, therefore he can give it to it.
Eternal, you are saying. He himself is saying that Deham Manusham Ashritya. It is not eternal. Ashritya means taking, manifesting, taking shelter.
So he is manifesting himself, but his quality is eternal with him.
In Bhagavad Gita also he says, Sambhavami Atma Mayaya.
Yeah.
So by his Maya comes, It's ये सब माया का खेल है. माया तो टेम्परेरी उपाधि है.
Right.
Why Maya is used otherwise everywhere? Without Maya, Bhagavan cannot do anything. Tasmat Maya Mayam Vishnum Pravadanti Manishinaha. It is the sloka. Therefore, Vishnu is called Maya Maya. Because whatever he does through his Maya.
But the meaning of Maya there is Kripa. Which is
That you people stretch unnecessarily.
No,
The primary. Why give up the primary meaning and go for secondary?
But primary meaning here doesn't make any sense.
When Balram was confused, he also says, whose Maya is it? Kim Name Maya Vimohini. He also used the word Maya.
Yeah, there was a Maya, that is the primary meaning there.
Yeah, so therefore it is all Maya's game. Therefore he is called Mayi. Prakritim Vidyan Mayi Mayam Mayim tu Maheshwaram. Prakriti is called Maya and Maheshwara, which is whoever is supreme, is called Mayi. Right? And what is Prakriti? Prakriti is temporary manifestation here, there, and so many. So
there are dualities come then, Maya and Mayin. In Brahman there is no duality. So how the duality came then if you accept Maya and Mayin?
At the empirical level. Duality is only at empirical level. Beyond that there is no duality. Therefore Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. Just see, Upanishad says this is all Brahman, but our experience is it is not Brahman. So that means there is duality and that is empirical. But you get out of it, then you will see it is all Brahman. It's like Rajju Sarpa.
So how do they explain the verse of Tattvavida? Means Bhagavan, Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan is one absolute truth.
It's ultimately Brahman, and at an empirical level he appears Paramatma and Bhagavan. Therefore it says Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti. Brahman comes first, then he becomes Paramatma and Bhagavan at the empirical level. Yeah, it is only same Brahman becomes Bhagavan. Therefore it says Brahmano hi pratishtha. That I am the pratishtha, I am the murti, I am the form of Brahman. Right? Brahmano.
Pratishtha meaning you taking as a pratima. Pratishtha also has other meanings too.
Well, you accept Sridhar Swami says pratima.
Yeah, but Jiva Goswami doesn't say it's pratima.
You people also take that meaning. When you do pratishtha of the murti, what do you say? Pran pratishtha, right? Don't you say that? Pran pratishtha for the murti?
Yes.
The same word pratishtha there. He says when you do Brahma's pratishtha, then it is Krishna. Simple. Brahmano hi pratishtha. So when you do pratishtha, Brahman becomes Krishna. That's why when you do pratishtha, pran pratishtha, then you worship him Krishna. Otherwise, before pran pratishtha, it's just metal. It's wood, brass, whatever it is. So therefore Krishna says, Brahmano hi pratishtha, amritasya avyasya. That Amrit Avyaya is Brahman. He did not say, I am that. It is Brahman which is Amrit Avyaya.
All right, Advaitavadi.
चलो थोड़ा एक्सरसाइज तो हो गया. To keep your brain functioning, otherwise you get Alzheimer. That's why in India they had so many philosophies, they didn't get Alzheimer. For this reason they invented philosophy. Now people don't study philosophy, they get Alzheimer. Philosophers don't get Alzheimer. Okay, Sutta Uvacha. एवं निशम्य भृगुनंदन साधुवादं वैयासकी स भगवानथ विष्णुरातं प्रत्यर्च कृष्णचरितं कलिकल्मसघ्नं व्याहर्तुमारभत भागवत प्रधानः. So after this explaining what Parikshit says, now Sut Goswami is saying, because Sut Goswami is the one who is describing this dialogue between Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. So he is speaking to the sages at Naimisaranya, headed by Shaunaka Rishi. So he says, Evam Nishamya Bhrigunandana. That, oh Bhrigunandana. Bhrigunandana is Shaunaka because he came in the dynasty of sage Bhrigu. So, Evam Nishamya, in this way, after hearing what? What did he hear? Sadhuvadam. His appreciation. It is also important to appreciate the speaker. Also, when you ask question, keeps everybody happy. Right? So Parikshit Maharaj appreciated Shukdev Goswami. Shukdev Goswami will appreciate him so that he also remains enthusiastic. So after hearing this sadhuvad, so sadhu means good, means his, and vada means statement, his statements of appreciation. So Vyaski sa Bhagavanat Vishnurat. So Vyaski, son of Vyasadev. So Vyaski also signifies that he is coming in the parampara from Vyasa. Vyasa is the author of Bhāgavatam, so that indicates his characteristic, born to such a great sage, and he is called here as Bhagavan. So Bhagavan means great personality, one who is knowledgeable, who knows his subject, his topic. So he Vishnu-ratam pratyarche. So he also worshipped Vishnu-rata. Pratyarcha, archana, worship. So worship here is not in the sense of some doing arati, etc., but he also appreciated him. Because a good teacher is very happy when he or she gets good student. Otherwise, what teacher will do if there is no good student? His knowledge will go waste. So, if there is a good seed but there is no good land, it's all barren, then seed will get spoiled, it will go waste. So, student is also like kshetra, land, and teacher is that who has the seed. So therefore he appreciates that, because he has such a student who said that Nesham dussahakshun mam tyaktodamapi badhate. Right? Pibantam tam mukham bojam harikathamritam chutam harikathamritam. So he says that this nectar which is coming from your lotus mouth, I am drinking that, and therefore this most intolerable hunger is not bothering me. I am not even drinking water. So that shows how intensely he was listening. So naturally Shukdev Goswami is so pleased with that. So he is pouring his heart into such a student. So very rare combination. So therefore pratyarche. So he is very much appreciating Parikshit. And Parikshit is called here as Vishnu-rata. So Vishnu-rata means who was protected by Vishnu, Krishna. So he is protected from his very childhood, and he has this protection all along. It's not that Krishna gave up that protection later on. If he protected him in the womb, then you can also expect that he continued to protect him. Otherwise, that protection will go waste, right? If you put a seed, and then when it is growing you protect, when the plant is big then you don't protect, and then some monkey comes and breaks it, so then all your effort goes waste. So Vishnu Rata is not that he was just protected, but he is being protected, and now also he is being protected. Why he is being protected? How? He is getting the Amrita. Tanmukhamboja chutam hari katha amritam. Krishna has sent Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami was not invited by anybody, right? He came by his own will, yadrichya, gamat mana. Right? It was described in the first canto that wandering over the earth. Right? Stri balai vritaha, being surrounded by women, children, he unmattavat, like a mad fellow, he was wandering. He came there. So it is Krishna who is sending him there. It is arranged by Krishna. Otherwise, how is it possible that person who was not staying anywhere, Godohan Matrena, who will stand at the house of householder just few minutes to get some bhiksha, and then he is camping here to teach? Why? There was no need for him to come here first of all. And he came and he took the seat, nobody asked him. There are so many sages who were sitting there, but he entered and he just took as if everybody is waiting for him. So this means he was inspired by Krishna. So, because he is a manifestation of him only. So therefore, now Krishna has come again to protect him. Now, at the time of birth, he had the danger from Brahmastra. And now he has the danger from Takshaka. So now he is protecting him by Amrita. Because Takshaka is a snake. Snake has poison. So what is the antidote for poison? Is Amrita. Kathamrita. Tav Kathamritam Tapt Jivanam. Right? Kavi Iditam. So this is those who are Tapta Jivana, who are suffering in this material world, for them this Kathamrita. So Granantite Bhuridajana. So now this is what Śrīmad-Bhāgavata Goswami is giving him, as if Krishna himself has come. So, Krishna Charitam Kalikalmasagnam Vyahartum Arabhata Bhāgavata Pradhana. So, Vyaski is Bhagavat Pradhana, who is chief among the Bhagavatas, devotees. So, he began speaking on Krishna Charita. And what is the qualification of Krishna Charita? Kali Kalmashagnam. That it destroys the impurities, bad qualities of Kali. So we know that as long as Krishna was present on earth, Kali Yuga did not come. And when he left, then Kali entered. But now we have Krishna Katha if you want to counteract Kali. So this is the remedy for Kali Kalmasha. Unfortunately, people do not take interest, and then they have problem and they are trying to solve these problems without this, when solution is already there. If everybody can take to Krishna Katha, all these problems will be solved. But people don't believe in that. So they are busy finding solution to their problems, and they are getting more and more implicated in their problems. So therefore he says, Pratyarcha Krishna Charitam Kali Kalmashagnam Vyahartum Arabhata Bhāgavata Pradhana. So Bhāgavad Pradhana, the chief, that is Vaiyasaki, he began to speak. So Sri Vishwanath writes, Hey Bhrigunandana Saunaka. So Bhrigunandana here is Saunaka Rishi. Kalau janishyamana namapi kalmasham sansar dukkham hantiti tat. So those who will be born in Kali Yuga, it destroys their kalmasha or material suffering. So kalmasha means impurity, kalmasha also means sin, but ultimately it is suffering. So this destroys the suffering. Yadva kali rupam kalmasham hanti iti Vishnu rata visheshnam api. So kali kalmashagnam, it can be taken as an adjective of Krishna Charita. You can also take this as an adjective of Vishnu rata, because Vishnu rata also threw away Kali Yuga, remember, in the first chapter, first canto, that when he went on tour of the world, and then he saw Kali Yuga beating the bull, Nirpalanchana. So he chastised him and told him to get out of his kingdom. Then he gave him 4 places. So he is also Kali Kalmasha, Ghna. He is also the one who controls Kali Yuga, Vishnu Rata. So just as Krishna Katha dispels Kali Kalmasha, devotees also dispel Kali Kalmasha. So therefore he says that this Kali Kalmashagnam can be applied to Parikshit also. Primarily it applies to Krishna Charita, but it can be applied. Bhagavateshu pradhana iti punstvam arsham. So Bhagavateshu pradhana, now this word pradhana is pradhanam, and generally those which are visheshnas, they change their linga according to what they modify, but some words they are fixed in their linga, and pradhanam is one such word, same as pramanam. So pramanam is pramanam only, it's not that it becomes pramana or pramana. So similarly word pradhanam, so it should have been Bhagavat pradhanam, because there is a rule that in Tatpurush Samas the ling is according to, gender is according to the second member. So it should be, because it is Bhagavateshu pradhanam, that is Tatpurush Samas. So it should be Bhagavat pradhanam. So he says this is Arsha. Yadva Bhagavata eva manyatvena pradhanani yasya sa. Or you can turn it into a Bahuri Samas, then there is no problem, because that rule does not apply in Bahuri. So that means instead of saying that he is the chief, you can make that he is the one who considers devotees as chief. So Bhagavata eva manyatvena pradhanani yasya sa. So that is Sukadeva Goswami. So now Sukadeva Goswami is Bhagavat Pradhana, but meaning is one who gives respect to devotees, or who considers devotees as respected. So then you don't have to think of this as an harsh or abnormal usage. Hmm.
So the 10th canto started with the inquiry of Parikshit, and then Shukadev starts getting into Krishna stories. Now here, in this verse, we are going up one level, and Sutta Goswami is mentioned, that he's speaking. So what is the reason why suddenly Sutta Goswami is brought into the picture?
Why do you say it is suddenly brought? Sutta Goswami is there from the first canto.
Yeah, but he was not mentioned. All this while there was just a mention between these two. So now he's brought in. So that means.
Yeah, he's not brought in. If he's not mentioned, he's still speaking.
Yeah, but what is the reason why suddenly he's mentioned?
Just to remind you.
Mm-hmm.
Then don't forget that the
This is a
sages.
conversation between.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but sages are in between. It comes. Comes in many places. It comes.
Just as a reminder.
Yeah. Because it is primarily it is he who is speaking.
Yeah, it's like a focus of the camera which focuses on two people and then it draws back and then sees.
Yeah, because that is the main story.
Yeah.
Main story is the Sutta Sanaka, which starts from first canto and ends till 12th canto. 12th canto. Sukadeva Goswami lives in the 5th canto, 5th chapter of 12th canto. It is Sutta Goswami who continues till 13th chapter of 12th canto. It is Sutta Goswami who starts the first chapter of first canto. Sukadeva comes only in the last chapter of first canto. Right? 19th chapter. So he is the main, this is the main story. And in the main story comes the story of Parikshit and Sukadeva. Okay.
Babaji Maharaj, I had one more question. Like you said that when Shukdev Goswami came to that arena where all these sages had gathered, so nobody had asked him. He came by the arrangement of Krishna, Yatra Ichchai. So I'm just thinking, like in our modern times, if somebody comes like this, then even if nobody asked, then there are so many people to object. So was it a society where people never objected to whatever was Yatra Ichchai?
Yes. There were different kind of people. That was not Kali Yuga yet. Okay. So.
Yeah. Why Vishnu Ratam? Why not Krishna Rat?
What is the difference? कुछ एलर्जी है क्या विष्णु से?
नहीं, Krishna से.
अरे Vishnu is also name of Krishna. Krishna has so many names. Vishnu is also his name. Why are we called Vaishnavas and not Karshni? Why you call yourself? You will say I am a Vaishnava, right? You say right. Right? If somebody asks, you are a Shaivite, Vaishnava, Shakta, what would you say? Vaishnava, right?
Yeah.
Why? Why not Karshni? You are a Krishna Bhakta, right? And you call yourself Vaishnava. This is very unfair. You are calling yourself as Vaishnava, and when he is being called Vishnurat, you are objecting.
No, Seva is different.
What do you mean different?
Their Ishta Devata is different.
Who is Ishta Devata?
Shiva,
Yeah, but who is your Ishta Devata? Vishnu or Krishna?
Krishna.
Krishna. So why you call yourself as Vaishnava? Vaishnava means whose Ishta Devata is Vishnu. Just like Shaiva means one whose Ishta Devata is Shiva. So you are calling yourself as Vaishnava, which means your Ishta Devata is Vishnu. And then you are saying that here why he is called Vishnu Rat?
If I can ask same question to you.
What do you mean same question to me? I already answered you and you are not listening to me. I said Vishnu is also name of Krishna. Didn't I say that? तुम तो यार अच्छे आदमी हो, प्रश्न पूछते हो और मैं जवाब देता हूँ तो उसको मेरे से पूछते।
From here, Sri Sampradaya can say that Krishna is the avatar of Vishnu.
Yeah, they can say, of course, why not? They have all the right to say, they say it. Not that they can say. You're just making a possibility, it's a fact.
So, what will we answer from our side to him?
So our side we already said, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Stated very clearly. Everybody has the freedom of speech. Right? It's like you had, you're not objecting to Vaishnava, but you're objecting to Vishnurat. Freedom of speech, right? जिनके घर शीशे के होते हैं वो दूसरे पत्थर नहीं फेंकते हैं, याद रखो. So Sri Shuka Uvacha. So now comes Sukadeva Goswami. Samyak Vyavashita Buddhis Tavrajarshi Sattama Vasudeva Kathayam Te Yajjata Nishtiki Ratihi. So he says that, O Rajarshi Sattama, O best of the Rajashris, your buddhi is rightly situated, rightly resolved. Why? What is the reason? Vasudeva kathayam te yajjata nashtiki rati. Because you have staunch love for Vasudeva Katha. So this is the buddhi. This is the function of buddhi. Right? Buddhi tu sarthim vidhi. In the Upanishad, when it is said that this body is called a chariot, right? And the Jiva is the passenger. Indriyani hayanyahu. The senses are called horses. And Buddhi is called Sarathi. Buddhi is the driver. So who is Sarathi? Sarathi is Krishna. Right? He is the Partha Sarathi. So Buddhi is a representative of Krishna because he is the one who drives chariot. So our body is the chariot, right? And we are the passenger, like Arjuna is sitting in the chariot. And Buddhi, in case of Krishna, Arjuna, he had Krishna driving it. And we have our buddhi, so that buddhi is buddhi matāmasmi. Krishna says, I am the buddhi of the buddhiman, of the wise or intelligent, I am the intellect. So that buddhi's function is to be at the feet of Krishna. That is the meaning. If your buddhi is not at the feet of Krishna, if it is not interested in Krishna Katha, then you are in trouble. Because the chariot is driven by Krishna, then it reaches destination. Then you are victorious. Otherwise, you are defeated, like the Kauravas. So you have the choice whether you want to keep your buddhi on Krishna or you want to be on the side of the Kauravas. And then your thigh will be broken by the club of Bhima, and you will be lying on the ground while jackals will be drinking your blood, and you won't be able to chase them away. Okay? So you see, yeah, I mean, jackal does not mean jackal. Human beings are also there who drink your blood. and you cannot chase them away. Right? So samyak vyavasita buddhi. So your buddhi is samyak vyavasita. Vyavashayatmika buddhi. So this is the function of buddhi, ekaraha kuru nandana. It has to be fixed in that eka. Eke kavale mukhe. Eka means one, eka means only, eka means also chief, prime. So who is the mukhya? That is Krishna. So buddhi's function is that it has to be fixed on Krishna. And if it is not fixed on Krishna, then we are just in trouble, that's all. No matter what you do, you are bound to be a failure. You are bound to be in Vishad Yoga. Depressed, dejected, confused, lost, mati brahma. So that is the situation. So we have the choice where because bahushakha yanantasya buddhyor avyavashainam. If your buddhi is not fixed on Krishna, that is the only place where it can be fixed. In other place you can call that it is fixed, but it keeps on fluctuating. Right? So then you are in just trouble because you don't know where you are. So this is why buddhi has been given to us. So then tadagantasi nirvedam srotasya srutasya cha. Srotavya srutasya cha. So then you become sthit pragya. Then you become stable. So therefore he is saying that you are such a nice person. He is appreciating, because it is very rare that somebody fixes buddhi on Krishna. People's buddhi are fixed only on Vishaya. So when the buddhi is fixed on Vishaya, then it is bringing trouble, that's all. So he says, Samyak Vyavashita Buddhi Stav Rajarshi, that your buddhi is very nice. Because you see, when he got cursed, then what did he do? He dropped immediately, go to Krishna. I just want to hear about Krishna, now my time has come. So not that people are lying on the bed and they are still worried about their family members. You are going to now leave. Just drop everything, at least now drop. Antkale cha mame vesmaran muktva kalevaram. Yo prayati tajandeham. So that is, at least we should know the art of dying. We don't know the art of living. So Krishna is teaching art of living, he is also teaching art of dying. So Vasudeva kathayam te yajjata nashtikirati. So this is, we can see ourselves. We don't have to go and take some test somewhere. We have to figure it out ourselves, introspect. How much is my buddhi fixed on Krishna Katha? How much interest I take on this, and how much interest I take watching all these other YouTube videos. Right? You see people all the time watching that. So this is Rajarshi Sattama. So he is calling him as Rajarshi Sattama. So Samyak Vyavasita Samyak Nishchaya Yad Yato Buddhe. So Samyak Vyavasita means Samyak Nishchaya. That you have fixed on goal. People are not clear what is the goal. And if they know my goal is this, then they are not fixed on that. Keep on wandering here and there. So first we must write down what is the goal of my life. What is that I want? And then we should remember that. We forget. When we forget our goal, then we start getting into petty problems. If you remember the goal, we won't bother. Just like elephant moves, dogs bark. Right? Elephant moves in great ecstasy. And the dogs are barking. He doesn't care. Let them bark. How long will they bark? After some time they will stop. But we start paying attention to the barking dogs. Then one dog is barking this side, another dog is barking that side, one is on the back side, so I turn. I was going this way, then I start going backward because the dog starts running in the back wrong direction, then I'm chasing the dog. Then I'm chasing another dog, and I just rotate here, I don't go anywhere. So like that we keep on chasing unnecessary things, inconsequential, some petty affairs, and we deviate from our goal. If I'm sincere about goal, I don't care about it. Let somebody say this, let this, then that. So we disturb ourselves, and this is how our life goes on. Time is limited, especially now with Corona. Right? So we should become serious. So this is the serious buddhi, serious intelligence, samyak vyavasita. Very simple thing, not a complicated thing. So yad yato buddhe. Why you are determined from? Because your buddhi is here. So buddhi means that you have some viveka, some discrimination. Discriminate, use your buddhi. Why am I doing this? Why am I fighting for this? Why am I worrying about this? Is this why I came to spiritual life? Is this the purpose of my life? Somebody writes one email, then I am disturbed the rest of the day. So why? So therefore he says buddhi. So buddhi has to be always utilized. This is the most important gift we have, buddhi. So think with that. Fix the goal and then keep yourself on the goal by using buddhi. Because buddhi is the driver. Like you have your steering wheel in the car in the hand of the driver, so driver is always navigating. If the car is going to left side, because the tires are the senses, so senses will run here and there. This dog came here, that dog came there. So you keep yourself on the highway and don't run to the small streets. So that is by using the buddhi. Otherwise you won't go anywhere. You will go off from the highway, get into small lanes, streets. You also make some accident there, right? Because you don't know, somebody comes running in front of you. Accident. Highway, these things don't happen. Dhavan nimille va netre, right? Na pramadyet karichit. So you close your eyes and run on the highway. Na sklay na patay diya. You don't slip, you don't fall down. That is the bhakti highway. No fall down on bhakti highway. But you have to keep yourself on the highway. You go off the highway, accident. Because people in India don't follow rules. And there are a lot of stray dogs here. So even if you're not interested, somebody will come and hit you from somewhere. Right? आ बैल मुझे मार. तो ये इंडिया में होता है बहुत ऐसा. So you have to remain fixed on the goal by using your buddhi. So that is Vasudeva Kathayante. This Vasudeva Katha is like the highway, and good driver never leaves Nashtakirati. So Rajarshi Sattama iti bho Mahamanada. So Rajarshi Sattama says, you are Mahamanada, you give great respect, because he respected Sukadeva Goswami. Muni Sattama iti tvaya sambodhitat, because he called him as Muni Sattama, right? So he says, you are so respectful, therefore I am also respecting. If you want respect, you should learn to give respect to others. People want respect, but they don't want to respect others. That's not the way to get respect. It's a give and take thing. You respect others, they respect you. You don't respect others, nobody will respect you. Then you will say, why no one respects me? Right? People complain, nobody respects me. बोलते हैं ना सर, हमें तो यार कोई पूछता ही नहीं है, तो तुम किसी को पूछते हो क्या? So he says you are Mahamanada because you give respect, so you get respect. Muni Sattama iti tvaya sambodhitan mattopi tvai rajatvam adhikam asti iti gyapayati. So he says that you are actually more than me, because I am Muni Sattama, you are Rajarshi Sattama. You are the king among the kings. So Shleshena tu Rajdantaditvat Tum Rishinam Sattamanam cha Raja. And now Rajarshi Sattama can mean that who is the best of the Rajarshis. It can also mean who is the king of the Sattama, sadhus, best of the sadhus. So Sattamesu Rajarshi iti Rajarshi Sattama. There is a samas called Rajdanta, where the second part is put first. It's changed. Instead of saying Dantaraja, you say Rajadanta. So Sattama Rajarshi. So Sattamesu Rajarshi or Sattamanam Rajarshi, it becomes Rajarshi Sattama. So Sri Krishna Priyatamatvadeva. Why is that? Rishinam Sattamanam cha Raja. Says you are the king of the rishis. That is the meaning of Rajarshi Sattama. So why is that? Because you are dear to Krishna. One who is dear to Krishna is chief. Like Narada Rishi was telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj, when Yudhishthira Maharaj heard the story of Prahlad in the 7th canto, he was saying, oh, we are so lowly, Prahlad is so great. He says, what are you talking about? Lokam Punana Rishyo Yatriyanti. He says, all the great sages are coming to your house. Those sages who are Loka Punana, who purify the world, they come to your house. Yudhishthira is not going to meet the sages. Sages are coming to their house. Why? Because Krishna is there. That's why Narada was coming there. Vyasa was all the time coming to Hastinapura. All the time he was coming. And so many other sages were coming. So there are more than sages, although they are kings. So Parikshit Maharaj says, you are the king of the rishis, sages. Rajarshi Sattama. Yato janma marana kalyor brahma tejopi vyartho karoshi iti arthamapi anta upachikshepa. Why? He says, you are so powerful that no one can counteract Brahmastra. If you release Brahmastra at somebody, then that person is finished. You cannot stop it. It is Amoghastra. It is never futile, it never goes in vain. So you diffused Brahmastra. Of course it's Krishna who did that, but now he's saying you diffused it. And now Takshaka has cursed you, you are going to diffuse that also. He says that he threw a Brahmastra, and this is a Brahma Shapa. Brahmana is giving a curse, is Brahma Shapa. And that was a Brahmastra. So he says that you have counteracted Brahmastra and Brahma Shapa. There is no other sage who has done that. Who is like that? Nobody. So therefore he says that you are Brahma Tejo, Janma Maran Kali or Brahma Tejo pi vyarthi karos. He says that the power of the Brahmana, you have nullified it both at the time of your birth and at the time of your death. Otherwise you see Kartavirya Arjuna was so powerful. When Brahmana came, Parshuram finished him. Vishwamitra was so powerful, but then he could not do anything against the power of the Brahmana. That's why he wanted to become a Brahmana. But Parikshit says that you have diffused Brahma Teja. Ashwatthama could not kill him, and this Shringi also. So he says this meaning is also contained within the address Rajarshi Sattama. So let's do one more sloka. He says Vasudeva Katha Prashnaha Purushan Strina Punatihi Vaktaram Prachakam Shrotrin Tatpada Salilam Yatha. Says that the question which is asked about Vasudeva, it purifies three people. Who are the three people? Vaktaram, Prachakam, Shrotrin. The speaker is purified. The questioner, one who asks the question, and the other people who are sitting and listening. So they all three are purified by that. Just like Tatpada Salilam Yatha, just like the water which flows from his feet, that is the Ganga river. So Ganga river also purifies three people, people of heaven, of earth and below. All three are purified. So like that is Krishna Katha. So anyone who comes in contact with it. So Tatpad Salilam Shri Shalagram Adi Sharanamritam. Tatpad Salilam here can mean Ganga. It can also mean water which is has been Abhishek Charanamrita. So like you do Abhishek for Shalagram. So Trin Purushan Sektaram Sichyamanam Tadubhay Sanginascha Purushan. So who are the three people in case of water? Because in case of Katha is the speaker, questioner and the audience. So you have to also find similar three people in case of the water. It says one who sprinkles the water, right? And those on whose head the water falls, and anyone who comes in contact with them, they also get purified. Because it's a virus, right? So anyone who has this, then he gives it to others. If they are not wearing mask, then they will get it. So three types of. Or he says Yadva, Padasalilam can also means the river Ganga, because it also came out from his feet. So Yatha Trin Urdhva Madhva Adho Lokan Punati. So just as the river Ganga, because it comes from the Swargaloka, then it comes to Bhuloka and it goes to Pataloka. So it purifies everyone. Tathaiva Vaktradin Trin Purushan Yatha Purvam Shreshtyam. So similarly, the speaker is purified, the questioner is purified, and the audience. And he says that in this, the previous one is superior to the followed one. So speaker, and then questioner, and then audience. So all three benefit from Krishna Katha. So we'll stop here if there is any more question on this.
Babaji, can you explain that how is it that Krishna Katha assists you to focus your mind on Krishna?
Because whatever you hear, then your mind becomes influenced by that, isn't it? You read, you hear some news and then you talk about it, right? If some incident happened and you hear it, or you watch TV, then it rotates in your mind and you discuss about it, right? Sit down while eating your lunch or dinner, then you talk about it. So if you have not heard the news, you won't talk on that topic. So similarly, by hearing Krishna Katha, then your mind becomes influenced by that. If you are hearing with Shraddha, because news you hear with great Shraddha, right? If you can hear Krishna Katha with same Shraddha as you hear the news, then it will also purify. But we have more interest in news. We have more nastiki rati for that. Right? Some people cannot digest their food if they don't watch TV or the news. Isn't it? They have like some kind of digestol is missing.
Yeah, because of Corona, they were not shooting serials anymore. And my relatives were all disturbed that no serials. Okay. And now they started, they started launching the serials again, and now they're all addicted to the television.
Yes, so that is the nastiki rati. So they are so much fixed on it. Cereals, that they can avoid eating their cereal in the morning. But they must watch the cereal. So that is the rati. So you have to hear with interest. Anything else?
Swami Pranam, I have a question. I would like to fully understand the meaning of Kali Kalmash Ghani. Because if I understand right, Kali is also lack of dharma. People don't follow dharma and it creates problem. So like it has COVID and so on. So then in what sense? Because people still will not follow dharma. Even if some people hear the Bhāgavatam, in that context, what does Kali Kalmash mean? Because the world would not change, I would imagine.
No, that's what I'm saying. Hearing means hearing like Parikshit has heard. You have to hear it with Shraddha. So Shraddhamrit Kathayam mein. So you have to hear with Shraddha. Because when Shraddha is not there, if you hear something without interest, then it does not influence you. So when you hear with interest, with Shraddha, then it influences you. Then you become absorbed in that and you hear and you want to follow that. Because this katha is not just some story, there is education in it. It is Vidyavadhu Jeevanam, Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam, Pratipadam, Purnamrit Ashwadanam. So hearing and speaking, they also have to be done properly, with interest, with understanding. So then it has effect. Of course it has effect But depending on how much interest you take, then it will take more time. It's like if you take medicine and you have faith in the medicine, then it has more effect, like placebo. And if you take medicine but you don't have faith in it, then it will still work, but it will take more time.
So, did I understand correctly that hearing with Shraddha means that I hear with interest and with the objective to apply it? Or what
Yeah, and
else
also
are
I
the
believe in it. Shraddha also means that what is being said, you have faith in it. Some people hear but they say, oh, this part is not true, cherry picking. This part, no, it cannot be like this. So then you don't accept everything. Like you go to a doctor, he gives you medicine and says, don't eat this, don't eat. Arey, ye to aise bolta hai. He just says like this. What is wrong in eating this? Everybody is eating it. Right? So like that.
And you made a remark that
So,
Yes.
So Babaji, what causes one person to listen to Krishna Katha with interest and other person it is inside one ear and outside the other ear? It's the Shraddha.
Yes. That's what makes the difference. So Shraddha is the basic, then when it develops, then you have liking for it, get taste. So then you become addicted to it. So different levels. It's not just Shraddha, there are higher levels. Just like certain food, some people like and some people don't like it. Some people are addicted to it. Some people cannot live without it. Like when I was in South India, sometimes some people came here, he says, what is this? North India, the chapati, no rice. It's not food. And somebody from North India, chapati eating guy goes and he gets rice. He says, ye kya hai? Ye koi khana hai kya? Right? So unless they get chapati, they don't think it is food, and the other one, if they don't get rice, they think it's not food. So it's their interest. So they don't feel satisfied without that. So like that, you develop liking for Krishna Katha, you don't feel satisfied without that. That's what he's saying. Jata nashtiki rati. He's not saying Shraddha. Although Parikshit Maharaj said that I have Shraddha, Shraddha Dhana, remember? He was using the word, but he says no, you not only have Shraddha, you have Rati, means you have taste for it. Okay.
there's one question. Here on Facebook, I'm just seeing it now. So, Angana, she's asking that I've heard that manas is more important than buddhi because it can influence itself and buddhi. So why here it is recommended to surrender your buddhi to Krishna, not the manas?
So read Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter and second last verse. Indriyani paranyaho indriyebhya param mane mansastu pare buddha buddhastu partetu sa evam buddhe param gyatva. So Krishna says beyond mind is buddhi. Because how do you control mind? By buddhi. If you don't control mind by buddhi, then mind will overpower. But buddhi has the ability to control mind. So that's why there is importance of buddhi. Just like you have your steering and then there is a driver. So, driver is the one who controls the steering of the car. But if he does not hold it, then what happens? Then it goes wherever it goes and buddhi has to go along with it. Right? If he is sitting in the car, he will go wherever it goes. But he can take charge of the steering.
But would you accept what she said, that the mind can influence the buddhi?
That's what I'm saying. If you don't take charge of your mind, then you are under the control of mind. If you don't hold the steering, then are you not under the control of the steering? Yes? Because wherever the car is going, now you are going with it, you don't have control over it. But when you have the steering in your hand, you go where you want to go. So if you don't control your employees who are working under you, then they will do what they want to do. And you have to go along with them. Right? If you are not firm and you have weakness, then they will exploit you. Although you have a higher position and you have authority over them, but if you don't exercise it, then they will take over.